How are y'all?
We're good. Coach, the news is kind of out there. I know we formally talked about it, but just obviously Blake looking like he'll be the guy going forward. What does that mean to you guys as staff?
We'll see just how the rest of the week plays out. But I couldn't be more excited for Blake. Like I said, when this whole thing started, he had earned the right to do it, and hopefully this thing plays out the way we want it to, and that could be the case.
Going back to North Texas, we didn't ask you about last week, but a place you had coached. What was that experience like in getting a win back in Texas?
It wasn't weird because I've been back so much recruiting wise when I was at my other places. But it was weird when we drove into the stadium. Just spent 3 years there. Had a ton of great memories in that stadium. We won some big time ball games in there. But being on the other sideline was a little bit weird. But obviously when that thing got kicked off, it was great. I had a ton of family there. It's about 5 hours from my hometown, so a ton of family. But just the way the game played out, it couldn't have been any better.
Coach, just to see, I know you did a tweet there, and some of the players obviously tweeting their support for Coach Harrell and the way they've come out and shown positivity about it. I mean, what has that been like for you to see this group kind of come together the way they have?
I just hope people realize how impressive it is what our players have done over the last month or so, especially in today's college football climate. You got guys opting out, you got guys quitting at the drop of a hat. They get benched, and a month ago, basically, the guys got told like, "Hey, we're moving on to next season." And for them to respond the way they did, I just hope people take advantage and realize how special that really is for them to do what they've done the last 4 weeks. And it ain't, obviously Coach Harrell and this coaching staff, they're a big part of it, but it really rests on these players and what they've done and what they've accomplished the last 4 weeks.
When Rajay got into the end zone before the half, could you feel the momentum shift that you guys decided?
Yeah, it was it was a frustrating first half because I felt like we moved the ball fairly decent. Two costly turnovers that just simply can't happen. I mean, you got an explosive play, the third play of the game, that's going to put us down inside the 5, and then throwing an interception on the next drive. But once we got in the end zone, and we knew like if we could get it to a tight ball game, we felt good just because of where we were at as a team versus where they were. You talk about just two teams that are going in totally different directions, and there was never a point in that first half. I mean, trust me, it didn't look real great, down 21-0, but there was never a point. There was never panic because we knew like if we could just get the first score, we'd be fine. And then obviously had a great drive there at the end of the first half. Defense gets a huge turnover, and then we score 2 plays there, and it's 21-14, and it's game on at that point. So, yeah, it was frustrating, but like you said, that drive there in the first half was huge. I mean, to me, it was the drive of the game.
Coach, you talked about the impact of younger guys and seniors in your locker room over the last month or so. When you do see them play at home for the last time this Friday, what's that going to mean to you?
You just think about guys like Dustin Hall, Parker Moore, Rajay Harris, Jari Patterson, guys that have been in this program the last several years, and they've seen some highs and they've seen some big time lows. And you go back to that locker room at Tulsa. Like I said, I'll never forget the smiles on those guys' face, and I want those same smiles, this Friday afternoon in Dowdy. They've earned it. Like they have earned to have the right to have success. They've done everything we've asked them to do the last 10 months, and we got to work our tail off to make sure we go do that.
Coach, you played this game without 2 of your best receivers. Just how big was that next man up mentality this game?
Yeah, it was huge, and I've said it all along. We have total faith in the depth in that receiver room, and those guys stepped up just like we knew they would. Anthony had a huge game. Yannick did exactly what we thought he would. Jari did exactly what we thought he would. But it's huge. And the thing is not only me having confidence in him, but Caton having extreme confidence in him to throw some of the balls he threw to him. That comes from just hours and hours of work and trust that he's built with them. So it was huge. But we have a saying in our quarterback room. We don't make excuses, and we don't let others make excuses for us. So we weren't at no point going to sit there and say, well, we don't have Winston or we don't have Chase, so it's going to be hard for us to win. No, we got players, and we can go win any game we play in.
You know, the run early, it wasn't a major success, but y'all struggled with it, and it looked like they didn't rotate a lot up front. So was that part of the game plan to kind of wear them out?
Yeah, I mean, we've said along, like, this thing relies on the run game, and when you can run it, it's special, and it's just I've gotten better at, as far as a play caller, just trusting it, even when it doesn't hit early, knowing like, hey, it's going to hit at some point, and just having faith in our guys up front and those backs. And you started to see it there into the first half, early in the second half. All of a sudden, those runs that were going for 2 or 3 yards, now they're popping for about 7, 8, 9. And so just staying consistent with it. I thought Coach Maddox did a great job the other night. Just, hey, we're doing this. Hey, let's try and get to this. I think this will help. This will be better for us. And so making some adjustments there by him and put us in some really good situations there as the game went on.
Did McCrimmon get any love on the sidelines after pulling Rajay out of the pile?
Yeah, that's what I thought. Rajay got it, and Rajay deserves a ton of respect, but McCrimmon did a great job getting in there. And it all goes back to just what we've preached the last 4 weeks of just effort and energy. And, we want to play harder than anybody we play. And that play right there, probably the play of the game, just swung the momentum. And it was, for us, there's a lot of guys in green jerseys standing around. And there's a lot of guys in white and gold that were running to the football, pushing the pile and pulling him out of there. And, like I said, it swung the football game.
Navy's known as having one of the more complex defenses, so what do you see on film?
They're that. They're aggressive. They're going to come at you. They're going to give you a lot of different things. And so, we got to just do a great job of being, one, prepared, but also making sure we're not trying to do too much. Making sure that we're sticking to our guns and doing what we do really well. Finding different ways to do it because they're going to throw a lot at you. And if you're trying to do different things, new things, and versus a defense like this, it can give you fits. So, the nice thing for us, it is very similar to Blake and those guys. It's a little different in some ways, but we're gonna have to be ready to go play. They've had an extra week or so to prepare for us, but like I said a second ago, that's no excuse. And when that thing kicks off on Saturday or Friday, nobody's gonna be sitting there, well, they had an extra week. It don't matter at that point. We got to be ready to go play.
4th straight game with 500+ yards for you guys. When you look at kind of the body of work and the way that your side of the ball has just continued to get better all year, what goes through your mind as to how they've been able to do that?
Really, for me, it's just confirmation. Just having belief in the system, but also it's confirmation for us that throughout the highs and lows of the season, we stayed and we had a consistent message, and we were never going to tear off that message because of, like I said, just the belief in the system and knowing that we were right there all along. Just needed a few things to start going our way, and they have, and we've been able to reap the benefits of it. But that, I'm just proud of our guys, because not only did we preach that consistent message, they continue to believe in it. And just like anything else, they could have at any point turned it in and said this ain't working or this or that, but they stayed true to it. And like I said, they're starting to see what we've been saying all along this could be.
To that point, when you think about these seniors and leaders you've had like Rajay, what will it mean to honor them? You guys really try to make it about them. Like what will that mean on Friday?
Yeah, it's we talk a lot about in the offensive unit about writing our story. Like, what legacy do we want to leave in 2024? And we hold the pen and we write that story. And so I told the guys this week, like, man, we've written a pretty cool story, probably one of the cooler ones I've been a part of, but the story's not done yet. And we got more to go get, more to go do. And so let's make sure we finish this thing the right way.
Are you expecting to have Chase and Winston back this season?
We'll see. They were a game time decision the other day. Just didn't feel right. They could have maybe gone, but at the same time, you don't ever want to jeopardize one of your players if they're not feeling 100%. So hopefully we'll get them out there, practice a little bit, and see how it goes. But we'll just kind of see how it progresses through the week.
One more question, if any.
How much are you enjoying just the, speaking back to your post-game picture, kind of like the interaction with the fans, especially during this winning streak?
It's like I've said before, like, you got to have fun with it. like we work way too many hours and do way too much stuff not to have fun with it. But also, like I tell our players, like, you know what's fun? Winning. Winning is fun. The fun is in the winning. And so when you're winning, you got to enjoy it. Because I've been fortunate in my career to be really successful everywhere we've been because I've been around great coaches and around great staffs and great players. But winning is hard. It doesn't matter where you're at. And you see it every week across the country. Half the teams in the country lose every week. And so when you win, man, you got to freaking enjoy it. And so just trying to enjoy it and have fun and have our players enjoy it as well.
All right, thank you, Coach.
I appreciate it, guys.